usually audience like really much this kind of speeches because we have to really expose ourselves and show where we did the mistakes in the past. My disclosure as before. If we look at the literature, Latarjet is the best procedure regarding the stabilizing strength. It's the best for elderly patient, is the best for younger patient, is the best with pediatric patient, is the best comparing to Latarjet, to Bankart repair. So at the end, there comes an easy question: why we don't perform a Latarjet in every patient? The answer is really easy, because we are afraid about complication. I will not say that Latarjet have more complication than other stabilizing procedure, but I can say that Latarjet have more difficult complication. So this is the reason why we are all a little bit afraid. So now I will go through the all period of the patient and all the complications we may have. I had. So firstly, if we start with patient selection, there we can do the first mistakes. Hyperlax patient, don't perform Latarjet in hyperlax patient because you will end up in big troubles. If we have too big bone loss on a glenoid side and on a humeral side, sometimes Latarjet is not enough and we should do something else. Epileptic patient, don't perform Latarjet in epileptic patient. This is a picture of one of my patients. I perform Latarjet bilaterally, and in a few years I end up in this condition. So I know what we'll have to do here, but I try to wait as much as I can because putting a reverse bilateral in a young patient is not the best thing in the world. Again, patient selection, again another mistake. Young lady, hyperlax patient, we perform a Latarjet, and what she ends up to have posterior subluxation. So what we end up with a painful, unstable shoulder in a young patient. Another mistake that was performed, fortunately not by me, some doctor put a reverse in a patient who had problem, because at this stage everyone had problem with pain, so she had already central pain with dyskinesia of the scapula, and the reverse will never work. So now we have even more problem. So young patient with reverse, with dysfunction of the scapula. Don't perform a Latarjet in a patient who have arthrosis, even mild arthrosis with progress. We published an article in 2021 when we found that every patient who have arthrosis prior to Latarjet will progress. Every. So we don't know if those patients will progress with arthrosis even if we don't perform Latarjet. Probably yes. So don't do a Latarjet in a patient with arthrosis. Epileptic patient, I just put one slide. What is the best treatment option for epileptic patient? Today, it's the best to use xenograft. Why? Because the bone of epileptic patient, because of the drugs they are taking, it's not like a normal patient. So the bone is really soft. And it happened to me more than once that I take the bone, take the graft, take the coracoid, and when I screw it, was really soft. So now I regularly use xenograft with buttons, and for now the results are quite good. Okay, now we can start the surgery, and there can also be problems. If I know that now interscalene block is getting more and more popular, I perform every case with just interscalene block, so the patient is always awake, but sometimes not everything goes well. This is a case of a young lady. She was a professional handball player, playing in another country, and she had a failed Bankart repair. She came to us, we performed a Latarjet. The first day she was unable to move the arm, the second day she was unable to move the arm, the third day she was unable to move the arm, and then we start to getting nervous because even the best scalene block don't last 3 days. And then we performed the EMG. EMG was so-so. We are unable to say whose fault is, or is a fault of a doctor, of a surgeon, or if it's a fault of anesthesiologist. At the end, it was a fault of a doctor because assistant was pulling too much on the arm in this thin lady, creating problems in the neck. So this was a root avulsion in the neck. So a catastrophic complication. Okay, now we can start the procedure, and again, other complication may occur. When we resect the coracoid, we can resect it to posterior, it may break. In India, you have really small coracoids, so sometimes you will be unable to put 2 screws, you may have rotational problem. Subscap, really big problem in Latarjet is if you don't know how to do a subscap split. You may damage the tendon, and once you damage the subscapularis after Latarjet, big trouble. So the only thing you can do in a young patient is muscular transfer, and sometimes they are not working really well. When you put the screw, you can put it to medial, to lateral, to oblique, inside the joint, like in this picture here. So you have to remove it as soon as possible. Okay, we complete the surgery, everything goes well, but the complication doesn't stop. Here is a case of 2 young guys. On your left, you see the patient with the mask, less than 1 month after the surgery. So he came to me with full range of motion. So I know that this guy was exaggerating with the rehabilitation, and more than once happened that we break the coracoid. So advice to the patient, at least for a few weeks, not to flex the elbow against resistance, don't pull too much on the arm, and at least, because bone needs a few weeks to get fused together with the other bone. On the other picture and video, you see low-grade infection. Low-grade infection with propioni, complete resorption of the graft. I had to remove everything and do the bone block in the 2nd stage. The complication doesn't stop. The most common complication, long-term complication after Latarjet is arthrosis. So 75% of all long-term complication after Latarjet is arthrosis. So we all know the treatment of arthritic patient with screws inside or with buttons, it doesn't matter. But with distortion of the anatomy of the subscapularis are really difficult to treat. All of us like to put an anatomic shoulder inside, but unfortunately, always will not have a good result with anatomic. And now more and more surgeons around the world, including me, we are going direct to the reverse. Because release of the subscapularis and have good external rotation in those patients after the Latarjet, it's not easy and it's a problem. So in really conclusion, I will say that still Latarjet is one of the best stabilizing procedure we have today, and even in professional athletes like this one, he's a professional climber after the Latarjet, you can do everything. But we need a perfect patient selection, we need a perfect anesthesia, we need perfectly how to execute the procedure, we need a rehabilitation, good rehabilitation and good follow-up, and in that way we will have a result like I have in this video. In really end, I would like to invite all of you to my congress in Slovenia. It will be one of the biggest congress in our region and this part of Europe. We will have 12 live surgery, more than 80 speakers from all over the world, and you are kindly invited. Thank you.